besties, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cayenne and this is Cayenne is Booked. Today we are talking about one of my absolutely favorite dark romance series ever in the history of ever by Pam Godwin, and that is the Deliver series. For those of you who know, you know, and if you don't know, this is the first book in the series. She is a wide author, so you do have to buy the books. I know they're available at some libraries. My library has them. I don't know, obviously, outside of that because I only have one library card. I need to look into how you get more. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. However, the ebook for Deliver is free, so you can start off with the series for free, and then every once in a while they do, every once in a while they do big sales on the series, so you can buy, like, you can piecemeal the series together. Also too, I've been listening to the audiobooks for the last couple of them. I only have book 8 and 9 to finish, but she does 3 books and 1 credit on Audible, so you could also listen to them as audibles. They are, her characters, her narrators for the voices have been spot on for all the ones that I've listened to. So I cannot recommend enough to you the Audible copies or like the audio editions of her books, because they really are like, I have not listened and felt like, wow, this doesn't like fit who I thought the character was in my mind whatsoever. I've always felt like it was how I expected them to sound in my head. So now that we've gotten all that out of the way of like where you can access the books, I'll have links below too, just to kind of help you out. Let's talk about the Deliver series. I want to be very clear with you very early on that when I say dark romance, like if you have a trigger, the series probably has it, okay? This series is very much dealing with like the dark and the depraved portions of society. We go into the depths of the human psyche. We delve into situations of like right and wrong. There's so many times where like you sit there and you're just like, no, it can't be this. Now, you need to read this series in order. However, every single book follows a different couple. So you're not going to be left like on a cliffhanger of whether or not like that couple of the book ends up together. However, there's a much larger overarching plot that is so interesting and just so intricate. Pam's done a wonderful job of like building this up, and I have loved every minute of watching how like each of the couples like fits into the plot. But I'm only going to talk about like the overview of things because I don't want to give away an accidental spoiler, because I'm further along in the series. Like I said, like I'm on book 8. I might go back and reread book 7 just to like be on the safe side, but I'm on book 8. And so like I only have 2 more books left in the series, and there's so much that has happened, and I'm just anticipating the conclusion so much because I definitely know who the hero is in the final book, and I'm incredibly excited about him finally getting his happily ever after. Pam, if you're watching this, you hurt my feelings so much when he didn't get the love of his life, or who I thought the love of his life was, but I digress. So we're going to talk about Deliver, because Deliver is the book that really starts off the entire series for us, right? So this follows Joshua. That is his name. Ooh, sorry. Joshua Carter is his name. Yep, Joshua Carter. So she is a deliverer. And essentially what happens is like they find a mark, and she kidnaps this person and then spends weeks training them to be whoever's purchased this person wants, right? So they're like, they give a list of stipulations, like they need to be untouched, they need to be submissive, dominant, etc. So like whatever it is that the person is purchasing this other individual wants, they go out, they scope out, they find somebody for it, they kidnap that person. Liv is responsible for essentially breaking them, essentially making them the person that the money man or the money woman is looking for. So she sets her eyes on Josh pretty early, but the problem is like he's super high profile. So he's like a good old boy. He is the star quarterback. Like everybody knows him, everybody knows his face. So like when he is kidnapped and people realize it, it's gonna be pretty high profile, but there's just something about him that Liv can't let go. And there's just something about him that she sees that like she has to have, or like they have to have for this specific job, right? Now, as the reader, we realize that like there may be alternative motives to what Liv is doing, right? So like we realize that like is she kidnapping this child? He's 18. Is she kidnapping him for her, or is she kidnapping him for the person that is spending the money, right? So we definitely get a very interesting like back and forth with her and her character, because obviously we're on Josh's side. Like, why is he being kidnapped? This is a horrible situation to be in. Like, I cannot believe this is happening, right? It's so, and it's on Paige. So like, he's asking her, like, I don't understand why you're doing this to me. I don't understand what's happening right now. Like, please give me answers. Like, I'll give you anything you want. Like, let me contact my parents. Like, they'll pay you, right? And Liv's breaking apart. She's slowly breaking apart, right? Like, she's like, I don't know if I could do this anymore. Like, I've delivered so many people at this point, and I've ruined so many lives. And, you know, we really start to see her struggle with who she is in this entire circle, or this entire like trafficking ring, right? Like, she knows that she plays a role, but also too, like, we come to realize that like Liv was Josh at a certain point. And that's not a spoiler, because it's pretty like obvious early on that like she was too trained for the role that she is in. So they were my favorite for like the longest. The first couple always sits with me for a while, but it wasn't until we reached, was it book 6? Yeah, Manipulate was my favorite. So Liv and Josh, definitely, they live in infamy with me. And I think that their love story, while tragic and absolutely brutal, is truly beautiful. And I loved them as a couple. It was just such a wild ride. But what's crazier is like, I wouldn't even deem this the darkest book in the series. Like, it gets even crazier the more that you go on. But I think it's interesting to that the hold that they have on her, and it's simply for the protection of her family that she does what she does. So while she knows that it's wrong, and while she like definitely grapples with like who she is as a person, and like how can she play this role in this situation, and how can she do to others what was done to her, she realizes that like if she doesn't do anything, that her family's going to be hurt, and that's not something that she can bear to deal with. So it's definitely an interesting fight that she had, like an internal fight that she has, and it is definitely interesting to see, you know, how she manages that. So this is Deliver. This is going to be book 1. This is going to be where you want to start. And I have always been like so obsessed with his eyes. Just like this cover, I think this cover's stunning. And it's like that draw to the eyes, and like the draw to, you know, like what Liv was instantly drawn to as well. So this is book 1. And then Vanquish is book 2. Talk about an anti-hero. I didn't know if I was going to like this book at all. I struggled so much with it. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get past who the hero was, but it's really a testament to Pam's writing that I was absolutely obsessed with this couple when we finally got to the end. Then you have book 3, which is Disclaim. And oh yeah, this one was a wild one. I'm not going to tell you too much about it, but like, I do love this cover. I don't have all the covers, so I'm just going to show you the ones that I have. But I definitely enjoyed this couple, and I really feel like this was a huge like plot shift in this book, and it really took us in like a completely different direction. Then we have book 4, which is Devastate, and like, Pam Godwin always delivers us abs, doesn't she? And she's doing the work for us out there, and I love her for it. But this one was too good, and I loved the hero in this one, and especially like the mission that he was on. I just felt like it really tugged at my heartstrings, and I thought it was beautiful. This one is definitely my favorite in the series right now. However, I reserve the right to put number 9 in front of this one, which is the next one that I'll show you. But this one, as you can tell, involves 3 people and a Mexican prison. So talk about a wild time. And we see like yet another shift in the story. This is book 6. So I don't have book 5. So 4, 6, and then 7, 8 I do not have, but you best believe I have book 9, which is Complicate. I don't know what happens in this book, and it's a little bit on the, like the shorter side and the lighter side, and that kind of scares me. But I have been anticipating this hero's HEA for like the longest time, so I am very, very excited to get to this one. So with all that being said, book besties, I need y'all to get started on the Deliver series, because if you're into dark romance and you're into like really pushing the envelope, Pam Godwin has something for you, my friends. And like I said, arguably one of my favorite dark romance series out there right now today. And yeah, join us in the Deliver world. You'll definitely understand where the obsession comes from. So thank you so much for watching. As always, hit that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber yet. And book besties, guess what? I'll see you in the next video. Bye.